Hello everyone, tonight on Business Live, do not be too expectant. Fuel prices will go down this weekend as data from bulk importers points to a reduction. We'll hear from the former CEO of the National Petroleum Authority, who says oil marketing companies are not obliged to reduce prices in a deregulated market.
There's a movement, whether upwards or downwards, the market would allow it to pass through, and so that consumers will benefit from it.
Also coming up, National Tripartite Committee is awaiting a finalized report from its technical committee to commence negotiations on a new national daily minimum wage in the coming weeks, but worker unions are upset about the delay.
Unfortunately, there is no official consultation yet. We've had some discussions which are still not official because they are the background consultations.
And it's final. Government takes over Airtel Tigo after the decision of the telecoms firm to exit the Ghanaian market. We've got details coming up. Please stay with us. Brent crude hitting $67 a barrel earlier in the day as there are hopes of strong demand and signs of economic recovery in China and the US. Meantime, we are expecting prices of petroleum products to go down this weekend based on data from bulk importers. However, there are concerns that oil marketing companies may not comply. Reacting to this on the marketplace, former CEO of the National Petroleum Authority, John Atefa, said oil marketing companies are not under any legal obligation to reduce prices in a deregulated market. Listen.
There's expectation that wherever there's a movement, whether upwards or downwards, the market would allow it to pass through, and so that consumers will benefit from it. As to how far it comes or to what extent they really stick with the reduction is another matter, because realize also that some may be carrying stocks from different pricing windows, and that may impact on when they would pass through this particular reduction.
So therefore, is it justified not to comply?
I don't know what compliance means here. You see, if you have a deregulated market, then you're expecting the market to determine these things. And if people don't comply, unless it is a place where there is a monopoly, people will go to the alternative and see if any oil marketing company has reduced their price. Then of course, consumers will go there and purchase from there.
I want to ask you personally, you being a petroleum expert, you have seen it all, you've engaged with the players over time. What's your take on the deregulation policy? Is it really meeting up to the expectations?
I think it is. But you see, for a market to be, for the deregulated market to really work effectively, people need information. And places like Joy and the media can help people to know who is doing it right, and then I'm sure consumers will take the right decisions. But if they are in the dark and it just goes to chances on a filling station when it's empty light is on, or warning light is on, then the person will go to whoever has it and purchase from them, oblivious of the fact that somebody next door may be selling it far, far cheaper than what he's buying. So information and maybe the authority as well may help consumers to know those who comply and those who are doing it right, so that they can also get some business and help us to deepen the deregulation.
Well, we continue to monitor to find out what happens this weekend, and we will definitely report it. Now, the National Tripartite Committee is awaiting a finalized report from its technical committee to commence negotiations on a new national daily minimum wage in the coming weeks. That's according to the Chief Executive of the Ghana Employers Association, Alex Frimpong. Organized Labour claims government is dragging its feet in reviewing wages and salaries for this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, listen to General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union, Edward Karuwe, describing the delay in the commencement of negotiations as unacceptable.
Unfortunately, there is no official consultation yet. We've had some discussions which are still not official because they are the background consultations. And whilst we were doing that, we had a bombshell from one official government official that the economy was so bad that they could not increase salaries for the next 2 years or 3 years, which again was a complete aberration of what our practices and the law in this country. Well, we have a Labour Act, and out of the Labour Act there are certain practices, and it is also in line with good governance that if you have social partners and one of the partners is confronted with a difficulty, it is for that partner to reach out to the others, not to allow just come in to the public and make certain comments that are not healthy.
But Mr. Kara, sorry to catch you. The president came out, the Minister of Finance came out to say that, well, the clarity on the situation is that they haven't said officially that they are freezing salaries and they are still open to reviewing it, even though that official tried to highlight the difficulty that government is facing and the challenge of reviewing wages in the next 3 years. So there's a little bit of clarity on that one, sorry.
Yeah, there's clarity because that His Excellency came to our Congress in Kumasi last 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We put that question to him and wanted him to clarify, make it clear. And then he actually did state categorically that negotiations will come on, and the government has not taken steps to freeze wage negotiation.
Just a quick one. I want to still find out from you. I mean, we've ended Q1, and I'm just asking you, as of now, have you had any official communication from government on reaching a decision on the base pay and the minimum wage? We are entering the second quarter. What is the status of that discussion with you?
The discussion has not yet begun because we have not yet moved to the negotiation table, and anything that is done outside the negotiation table is not what we want to say that it has not yet begun. It is at the negotiation table, which may also take some number of days or some number of sittings for us to eventually reach a deal. That has not yet begun. So officially, we have not yet started.
Well, former Finance Minister Seth Terkper spoke on that program, PM Express Business Edition, where he called for a strategic mode of dealing with workers' demand amid the pandemic.
We should be steadfast with the mechanisms that we started to put in place to manage crisis, using the oil revenue. That is stabilization fund in particular, sinking fund to manage debt, borrowing for commercial projects so that they are not a burden through the self-financing mechanism. Having put this in a broader context, the current problem we are facing is that apart from for wages to be paid by the government.
That was Seth Terkper. He is a former finance minister. Private sector employees are less likely to demand loans compared with their counterparts in the public sector. That's according to research by Samuel Teria Bedu, a PhD candidate at the Department of Economics, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Now, that research says being a private sector employee decreases the likelihood of demanding loans. Now, Live FM's Kwesi Deborah has more in this report. I'll bring you that report in a while. Now, government and the parent companies of Airtel Tigo have concluded negotiations and signed an agreement to transfer the shares of the company to the government of Ghana. Now, this follows the announcement of the company's departure from the Ghanaian market last year. In October 2020, Airtel and Millicom announced that they were exiting the Ghanaian market, and this agreement includes the extensive negotiations between the parties to ensure a seamless transition and continued operation of Airtel Tigo thereafter. According to Esther Osei-Kufo, the Minister of Communications, the agreement transfers all customers, assets, and agreed liabilities of Airtel Tigo to government. All right, you're watching Business Live. Let's turn to other stories. The Automobile Dealers Union of Ghana has moved to provide the general public easy access to car loans through its partnership with private entity AutoCheck. This, according to the union, will go a long way to expand businesses of its members and create jobs in the auto industry. Vice President of the Automobile Dealers Union of Ghana, Nane Dubonsu, spoke at the AutoCheck signing event with the union held in Accra.
We realized that accessing auto loans from the various financial institutions that we already have, the traditional banks, became something difficult. And ADAG decided to look for a partner who can bring this innovative way, a more flexible way of accessing loans, auto loans especially, for customers. We've been in talk, and they came out with a lot of innovative ideas, and we thought it is very important. We decided to go through a lot of meetings, and finally today we have come to the fruition. It's a great boost. It's going to, we have really experienced astronomical increase in our sales with the introduction of automobile AutoCheck into our industry. The last 6 months has been quite great for every dealer who is in partnership with AutoCheck. They have a very good marketing skills. They are innovative, and they are using the innovative way, like technology. You can just apply a car loan or buy a car on your phone. You don't need to walk into a garage somewhere or a dealership somewhere. You just pick your phone, access their website, and put in your application. If you qualify, they invite you to their office, and then within 48 hours, your dream car is being driven away.
Meanwhile, Head of Human Resource and Business Compliance at AutoCheck, Yvonne Ahili, says the partnership seeks to protect both car dealers and buyers against fraudsters.
The Ghana automobile industry has been invaded with a lot of fraudsters. And like the president of ADOC said, this issue has been persistent for long, and they've been looking forward to a partnership where it can be clean and genuine and certified for all car purchasers or all buyers to access their cars without fraud. And this partnership agreement makes that possible because AutoCheck combines technology with the automobile and makes this very easy and transparent for everyone to be able to access a car without issues of being afraid that there will be fraud or there will be any issues. Because of our technology, it makes things easier and very transparent. ADOC is represented across all the regions in Ghana. So with our partnership with ADOC, we are going to move across all the regions. So you don't have to only be in Accra to access cars from AutoCheck. Wherever you are in Ghana, you'll be able to access cars based on the partnership agreements with ADOC.
You're watching Business Live. We are taking a short break. We'll be right back. now to a summary of some international business news. The Trade Minister, Alan Chomanting, has been meeting with the High Commissioners of Switzerland and Canada in a bid to improve relations. Let's take a listen to his interactions with them.
In our effort to escalate our relationship, to adopt a new framework for collaboration that goes beyond a normal development cooperation framework. And I'd like us to explore the possibility of establishing a Ghana-Canada Business Council, which will provide an opportunity for us to deepen our engagement, particularly in the area of business and private sector development. We have a number of strategic countries that we've established this framework with, and so far the results have been very significant. And I hope that we can discuss this in a little bit more detail. And I also would like to emphasize that the establishment of the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is headquartered in Ghana, offers an opportunity for Canada to use Ghana as your new gateway to the African market. Already we have established on our own a national office for the African Continental Free Trade Area, apart from the continental headquarters. And we have also developed a blueprint or an action plan for harnessing the benefits of the AFC.
Let's hear from the High Commissioners of Switzerland and Canada.
Which was sent to our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, that outlined some very specific areas where Ghana was looking for cooperation with Canada, particularly in the area of trade and investment. That letter included a list of industries, some of which you mentioned today, that were seen to be to offer good potential for Canadian investment, for Canadian activity. And I wanted to let you know that my colleagues here have been working closely to go through that list in the letter from the President and to see how they can match those interests against the capacities of Canadian companies. So this is something that we are actively working on, and it's something that we will hope to discuss with colleagues from your ministry in the coming months. I also am very well aware of your One District, One Factory flagship program, and we also feel that this offers some opportunities, and I wanted to bring to your attention one particular project that is already underway. There is a Canadian company, Canadian Guardian Fire Shield, that prepares fire suppression technology that is very effective and efficient, and their idea in looking to advance their investment here in Ghana.
All right, now time to bring you the story we promised you were going to bring you, that says that private sector employees are less likely to demand loans compared with their counterparts in the public sector. That's based on research. Here's more in this report.
The research was sought to investigate how people's socio-economic status affects their demand for loan. Recruited 700 people from the KWAWU West municipality of the eastern region of Ghana.
Up to now, even in spite of the financial sector adjustment program or the liberalization of the financial sector, individual credit, and this raises concerns in the sense that these individuals who don't have access to credit might not be able to fulfill their consumption and investment plans, and also it raises some concerns in the sense that they will be financially excluded, and this one will also make it difficult for the achievement of some of the sustainable development goals.
The research, which was published in the journal Science and Technology, also found that financially literate people or people who have obtained tertiary education are more likely to demand loan.
And then one could attribute this one to the fact that individuals with tertiary education are likely to have some sort of skills and some investment ambitions, and for that matter, it influences their decision to go in for loan, to undertake some of these investment ambitions. Individuals who are financially illiterate will be able to understand the terms and conditions regarding these loan facilities, and for that matter, facilitate their access to the loans that they demand.
Income level was also talked about in this research. As your income rises, so is your demand for loans.
Any substantial income in our research from above 200 Ghana cedis are more likely to demand loan. And of course, one reason you could subscribe to this particular finding is that individuals with some level of income are perceived by the banks as those who will be able to repay the loan in the event that they approve and disburse the loan subsequently to them. I mean, they will not have issues with loan default.
And let me ask you this question. Do you think household size, whether you are male or female, affect your demand for loans?
In our study, gender and household size do not play much or crucial role in loan demand.
And are you married or divorced, or you are active in the labor force? If you are in these categories, then it means that your demand for loan is higher.
And the reason could be that these individuals are active, they have investment ambitions, and they may want to undertake investment projects.
There is a need for broad policy package of financial inclusion so that everybody is protected.
Policies geared toward deepening financial inclusion in the country must be incorporated in the broad policy package that are aimed at enhancing the welfare of Ghanaians. Specifically, these individuals that we have highlighted are those who are less likely to demand loans. These individuals are more likely to be excluded. And for that matter, there's a need to incorporate them or capture them in the financial industry, and that's the financial inclusion we are talking about here. Ensure that these ones have access to affordable financial services and products.
Interesting study there. That brings an end to Business Live tonight. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is DARYL. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend.